Good morning. Welcome to Satsang. Whatever presentation the mind gives, let it be troubled, confused, active, or let it be quiet, it's still the mind. No expression, no presentation is that, and it is that, but is that if you only see the presentation? It's not. Of course, when the mind is confused, there is always objects of that confusion. And when the mind is quiet, it's because for a moment it doesn't have an object, so it is quiet. But you see, if you confuse quietness for what it is, the quietness never stays. So what? It's not that it is that, but because you are not serious enough or whatever of that kind, you are not always quiet. No, it's just that here, once for all, that never it will show up in a special, more real way. That's all. And then you definitively keep quiet, not to search what it is, because you are it. Whatever is there, you are it. I would love that it is clear or a fact, and if not, you ask why it is not. In that way, the great way is a great way, even for all what it expresses, that text. But even the beginning shows up. The great way is not difficult for those who have no preferences. Means, of course, I can prefer to be quiet and happy than to be active. But in reality, if you really want to know who you are, you cannot stop there. Have no preferences, because, I repeat, quietness or disturbance, it's just the mind. It's not what you are. The great way is not difficult for those who have no preferences. When they indicate the great way, they don't speak to a human. They try to mention the real nature, which is common to all and impersonal. I don't hear you. You have to take this. Hi.
Hi. Yeah, what you share is clear, and in a way, if I stand in what you share,
Yeah.
there's not much more questions to ask.
Yeah. Right.
Any question I will ask is going to be in the appearance.
Yes. You can still ask.
So yeah, don't know if this is working.
It
Okay.
works. It works.
Yeah, so I will just ask.
Mm.
So in the appearance, mind appears and it says I.
Yeah.
And
Because you say I, it appears. Yeah, it's together. Yeah.
yeah, it
Okay.
says I, and the world happens, and
Yeah.
you know, relationships and so on.
Yeah.
And if you take yourself to be that, if you know, if you hook on it, then comes suffering, attachment, projection, and so on.
Yeah. That we
And
know quite well. Yeah.
yeah, and you know, you can pull back and in one moment it appears, and you're sharing is from there. You keep quiet, and it dissolves, and let's say what is. So in some way, maybe this is where my question is coming in.
Mm.
Is this thing called self-abidance, and is it that there's something that can be done in the world of appearance, whether it's sitting or whatever, that more and more this appearing I is just like less, you less hook on it, or it becomes
Can I tell you something?
yeah, tell me please.
If there is a I is hooked, I alone doesn't exist. I am quiet. I don't search anymore, for example. You see, that belongs, it's an experience of I. And of course, when you know yourself, you have probably those experiences more than when you were searching, or at least they appear more naturally. You don't need an effort to go there or to have that experience, let's say like that. So what? Because you see, it's like, how should I say? That is, I am that, I am that, and we constantly, and this is I, and I constantly describe this one. And sometimes I have a peep and I describe, this one
Yes.
peeps and sees, oh, there is nothing here. I'm nothing. I am. But this troublesome because this has to be questioned. Who are you? I am part of the mind. So I'm part of the mind. Okay, sometimes because no, I place means I don't place myself anywhere, but it's a way to speak. I place myself from here, so this sometimes will keep quiet, and sometimes it does that, but you never. And sometimes this will have, when it keeps quiet, it will feel, oh, I'm more myself. But it's an experience.
Sure.
Yeah, which comes in a natural way, but it's an experience. What you really are never goes anywhere or never disappears. The disappearance is due to this one. Whatever disappears means there is a peep, there is a glimpse, there is an experience. Nothing wrong. It's like that it will appear. But don't confuse.
Yeah.
This is the thing. The experience of I am, which goes, then why? If you say it goes, it means I had a peep, but I was still too much there.
Yeah, like when this peep happens.
Yeah.
Sorry, if when this peep happens, it's clear that
Okay?
You're always there. It's always
Okay,
there. You
okay.
know, whether I identify or not, even
Yeah.
when I'm identified,
Yeah.
it doesn't change
Yeah.
anything. It's
Very
already
good.
there. I'm already that.
So,
But okay. So so this one. Uh,
the toffee, the toffee. Okay.
um, yeah,
But this,
I really like, you know, actually there's not much question, you know, there's not much question.
yeah, but there is still, you know, the thing is, one thinks that the toffee, the I,
Yeah.
will become maybe more enlightened or more human or more this and that. It's possible.
Mm.
But it's also possible that one just burns or don't burn yet, I don't know, all what he bought with his birth.
Because this knowing, or let's say, when you say don't confuse, you know,
Yeah.
this because this experience, it's in the pocket of the toffee. This experience, in a way,
Of I am.
because this knowing has to sit in some form of memory bank of someone, in a way.
Yeah. If it is so, yeah. Yeah, sure. Why do we speak about that? It's because we know there is something,
Mhm.
but it doesn't, like I often express the experience of enlightenment when finally you arrive where your search wanted to make you arrive. So there is a kind of, you can say, an experience of enlightenment. Oh, I've been always free. I am free. But that effect of that experience goes on changing. You will not, you don't live like that. Imagine, oh, I see a tree. Oh, but I am, it's not the same.
No.
I mean, that experience is in the mind, is the creation. And if you confuse that, you have to feel that all the time. It will not be like this. If I could not speak to you today, if I confuse the moment of my days of shock, but don't think you have to do like that. But it's just to give an example. Everybody is different. Of the realization, let's say, because I don't have that now. But what was the shock was from where all those experiences come. Finally, this was clear. Anyway, I don't know how to express it. Why I say so, you know, it's because more and more, it's not like when I search. When I search, we never heard about this. Now, it is more known than any other subject. It can be taught even in university. What is Advaita? Okay? So, and we have experiences more and more about all that. And yet, I see that many who know what's about, what's satsang about, what means Advaita, because they got experiences, they got glimpses, they still carry a few concepts. And I find it's here, the concepts are here, that this world will change. My life will change. Of course it changes, because there is no search. But at the same time, what changes? This human body will still be diseased and happy and suffering and all that. It's like that.
But I can see now that I'm taking the position of like I was taking a position of a phenomenal I, when I asked this question.
Yeah, because one confuses suddenly will be a saint.
Yeah.
You know, maybe it can be, but then it had to be like that. Where is it now? Oh, no, it's okay. It had to be, but it's not a law, or it's not a sign that you are more enlightened if you are saintly than if you are not. Ramana was maybe an example of a saint. Papaji was not. It doesn't mean that Papaji was less enlightened or real than Papaji, not the shape, but it's an indication. More real, less real than Ramana.
It's like a very fine line of actually knowing this and walking with this knowledge in your pocket, and actually having it, like you say, it's very clear, and it cuts your search in a way.
But you can lose your coat with the pocket, and then what you will do? You will search again.
That's the thing, exactly.
Yeah. So don't take that risk.
Yeah.
Liberation. Liberated to be obliged to keep some reference which will show somebody that is at the right place or himself.
Thank you so much.
I'm very happy if you take it.
Yeah, I take it, yes. I might come again, I'm a
Or
few
not.
months, but I take it now. Yeah.
I'm happy
Thank
about
you.
that. Thank you. It's true that the indication in Satsang will not fulfill the ideal of the human being. Because the ideal of human being, let's say the high ideal of the human being is to be the best human being, the saint, or whatever images we have there. It blows up all images and beliefs. But then to leave you where it's absolutely untouchable by beliefs and ideals, which I find the most precious, because you can never lose, so it's not in time, it means.
Can I just clarify something? When
Of
you say
course.
take it, just to be sure, because I feel like when I leave the satsang, I'm like lighter weight,
It's an experience of light.
No, like there's less. I
Yeah,
have less
lighter.
concepts
Yeah.
and less things.
Good. It's a good experience.
Yeah.
It's like unavoidable experience which can come, but it's not. It can't go on changing anyway. But surely, one thing I have to say, because it's very difficult to see if there is any effect. In fact, okay, the search doesn't rise anymore, and what does it mean? It means you will be not fooled anymore by any concept. That is sure. You will spot immediately where a concept is. And, well, that's it. Even while I speak, you see, I'm directing in some way. It can be also taken as a concept. But what to say? Just denouncing all that is good. Yeah. Otherwise, you become like the owner of the truth and all that. You know, all this. Never to touch. Don't touch it. It can pass by, but don't touch it. Eventually, you see, there can be a kind of consequence, like you have a quieter mind sometimes. Not all the time, but you have more often quieter mind, and so on. Maybe consequences. But what I try to show is that don't go to try to have a quiet mind to arrive or to be better to realize. That may not happen. You just go directly for the real thing, and then eventually a few things appear differently for everyone. So all those practices that myself, I was in it, sure, of course, who am I? You can't help to do things, to try to investigate, understand, and get experiences and confuse experiences for it and all that. But this is the journey of everyone. Once he has seen, he sees that, oh, I could not go directly, I could not hear yet. Okay. But it doesn't mean that you have to teach an indirect way. It would be wrong. Yeah.
Ganga, I heard today differently that I alone doesn't exist. So so it's just, I don't know.
If you are struck by that, you are that. I mean, that's
Yeah.
it, you know. I really think that it is when The trouble just is the mind, because if you don't ever believe that the mind will present you something real, something true, it can pass by, it doesn't. You are not you are concerned in life, but I don't speak of that. I speak trying to have a moment of investigation. Oh no, I don't know where I was. Whatever you will utter, even if it is, let's say, directly from the source or from the mind, it's an expression already, so it's an indication. It's not it, it's an indication. So even to say, I am that, it's very meaningful. Where you are left, you are that. But to express it is an indication. So to be free to always try to see if it is that or whatever is liberation. Yeah. One has a mind, but to be liberated from the compulsion to always follow it. That's liberation.
Hey Ganga. It just became so clear to me while you spoke about the direct approach, as you understood it, and the indirect approach from all the practices. And I know that you always had the direct approach. Before I met you, I did 20 years of meditation, and
but me too, being at the right place.
Yeah.
I was still needed to be clear to do that. Yeah, but some people are different, but let's say generally we are all like that. Yeah. So
yeah, I liked it. Spoke very much to me that you made it clear, direct and indirect. That yeah. You pronounced the radicality this way for me now. Yeah, thank you.
But direct means the indication doesn't come from learning or from the memory. Indirect, it still comes from learning and attainment. Let's do like that. More happy? Confirming you're happy? Yeah.
So Ganga, just to clarify on this, so would you say that abiding in the self as a practice, as a means for self-realization, is an indirect approach?
It doesn't mean anything. Once you once you have seen who you are, it doesn't mean anything. It means when you still think, oh, the abidance meaning, whatever I do in this world, I will always know I am myself or something like that. Abidance, otherwise, it's a beautiful word, but it just indicates whenever you are not busy with your mind, it's here. And it's, you have seen it, it's always here. Whatever your mind tries to fool you with so many things, you know it. So that's the abidance. It's not like an experience of abidance, which fails. There is nothing as an experience which is permanent in this world.
So it's like an undoing, it's not a doing.
Yeah, you can say so. This is the direct approach. Undo, because you already are yourself. So it is said to the mind, undo rather than doing, because doing brings you always out, so or building in. If you undo, means don't try to do anything. Maybe then suddenly you will see, oh, I'm already here. Why should I do anything? Okay. But still, you see, even if you undo, which is a very good indication, but there is no way out. The I has to be included in the undoing. As it was included in the doing, it is also included in the undoing. Otherwise, we become somebody who doesn't search, somebody who doesn't do, and it looks very much liberating, sure, but it's not. There is really this base too much. A base is personal. Even if you feel you are the universe, you are vast, you are nobody, it is personal. Somebody experiences it, somebody knows it. No way out. And here people fake themselves very easily. You see, so one has to be vigilant. You know, living with Papaji actually shows a lot, because when you were with him, never he would tell you, now is the time of meditation, or now is this or that. You just live, and then naturally there are moments when one sits. Naturally there is a moment where you are enthusiastic, speaks about this. Naturally you go to market and are very busy to take a good tomato and not a rotten one. He was never telling meditate or do this, or never. But his presence made you very aware not to miss whatever you felt at that time, because he could tell you a pearl, a real full satsang enough, maybe, for all your life, in the middle of the market, when just before he was busy to speak of something else, of buying, then suddenly he could tell something. Like, I remember, it was fantastic, but it was all the time like that. So you were naturally vigilant, you know, or you had to at least. Otherwise you miss him also. We were busy to go to the market for something. And then, you know, the pigs, the rickshaw, busy, noise and whatnot. And then suddenly it tells me, it's not even emptiness. Wow. Okay. You know, things like that. And then, again, he didn't forget why he went to the market. Yeah. So it was up to one to be vigilant. Like in the beginning also, I was with him and I wake up, he was already sitting because he was waking up very early. Me too, but maybe 10 minutes later. So I had to pass through him to wash my face. And then he said, I just come and wash my face. Too late! It shows you, you know, it's about not following your mind. Invisible master. Yeah, that was a great teaching, I tell you. You could not be ready to go to satsang. Yeah.
What you just said, Ganga.
Sorry?
What you just said, that you cannot be ready for the satsang.
Yeah. You have always to be ready for the satsang.
And it's together. It's together. Somehow it's like at the same time.
It's always satsang.
Yeah. Yes, even when I am not ready.
Yeah. 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 Yeah, sure. Sure.
Because mostly I don't speak. I don't speak because I see that whatever comes,
Yeah.
I would utter it, and it's already dusty and moldy and whatnot. So but the mind will never give up. I feel like it will just
It continues. But does it continue searching for who you are?
I cannot tell, because it's like also at the same time. So it cannot be. I cannot care less about it on one hand, so I cannot force myself to to care about it if I search or not. Something like
But
this.
maybe it's not there.
But the mind tries.
The mind tries.
The mind tries, yes. For example, today came my favorite indication, which doesn't work anymore. And I tried to be interested.
It lost its juice. He has done his job.
Yes, but it was obvious already many times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very nice. We have a museum, sometimes. Oh yeah, that was useful, but no. Let's keep it in there.
And I became aware that my mind all the time, all the years, tried to prove that I'm not myself.
Yeah, it does it
Yeah.
very well. Sure, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Hello, Ganga. One thing that came to me, struck me quite recently. I just wanted to speak of it. Is the concept of of the ordinariness of this consciousness that that's happening now. So when I've heard that before, but when I heard it recently, something became quieter in the, like you were saying about the experiences, because there's kind of meant to me that there's nothing else, there's no other place to get to, because it's just this ordinariness of how the functioning is happening, the mind is doing its thing, all the experiences of what it seemingly is to be conscious of being alive was very ordinary. So it kind of stopped all this specialness that, the devotional.
But you have to drop the idea of extraordinary as of ordinary.
Yeah.
Just drop the ideas.
Yeah. Yeah, I know it's a concept of ordinariness, but it in when you've been having a long time of looking for something special,
extraordinary,
and devotion and all of this to make something change, then just to that kind of it doesn't
I
matter.
understand. I understand that.
Yeah.
Yet I have to add, isn't it, that
Yes,
it's nor extraordinary nor ordinary. And someone was telling me after having met Papaji, I asked, what was your experience? And then that one said, he made my life from ordinary to extraordinary. So I wanted to check with Papaji. And of course, he shoot that saying, which doesn't mean anything. Why to again think that a definition would be more true than another? As long as you need to define, to put words, you are in your mind. You are caught by your mind. It's nor extraordinary nor ordinary. I think I know you wanted to indicate that nothing is changed, so it's like my ordinary life. But you see, you have to be aware that it's also not ordinary. It's just life, the life, the expression of that. Yeah. In that way, I like very much the Zen, you see, because, of course, it's not also understood unless it's clear for you. But they were telling, yeah, I see, I make my chai, I cut the wood. They didn't want to say, I do only my ordinary life. It's just that everything is in whatever you do. It can be also when I have an experience of fantastic thing. You know, it's not like you have not to go somewhere else. Who you are is always there in that way. But it is also not to say it's only ordinary.
I think that's why I brought it up, because
okay.
it's
It's not only, you don't need to become only ordinary. If you are meant to also do extraordinary things, you do extraordinary things. But it has nothing to do as a quality with what you are. It's just to show you are always yourself, whatever you do. And generally, yes, we do small things, but in that way, the Zen has been also misunderstood, because people then were doing only very ordinary things. It's not about that. Yeah. Otherwise, you see all the then what? All the simple-minded, all I don't know, all the ordinary thing we see, are they free? No, it's not about that. It's meant probably that to show, it's an indication to show that there is no separation as what you are and what presents itself. Something like that. You are never, never, never apart from yourself. And if you look at your actions or feelings or thought, then of course you feel different, you feel so come all those comparisons and all that. But this is the mind. Actually, you are never, never apart from who you are or what is. It's only the mind which is dual, and where ordinary, extraordinary, black, white, suffering and pleasure are. So if you search for who you are, you should not listen to your mind, because it can present you only an aspect. It's not reliable about that. It cannot be reliable. Yeah. As a human, you can undergo transformations. You feel better, you are transformed and all that, to feel better. But then you speak of someone, isn't it? Of someone. And that you are transformed or not, in the eyes of what is, you are not more what is if you are feeling better. You see? Looks so strange maybe to speak like this, but and in the search, you see, in the searches, there is not a higher search than another. If you are preoccupied to feel better, it's perfect. Why not? But then you go into that direction of evolution. Now, if the essential is that, if the essential is, oh, you see, when you hear Socrates, he said, "Gnote seoton," means know yourself. This you could take it as a psychological way, no problem. Then you go for it and you go to feel better, to be transformed better. Or you take it, as I took it, oh, I really don't know myself, means as being, as something maybe other than this manifestation. And then, of course, the indication then is different. You see, so one has to go for what is essential for him, even though in his journey he may change his concepts of the goal also, of course. But it's important to know what's what, which indications brings you where. Otherwise you get confused. You get completely confused. And there is no higher and low here. It's just you are born with a certain need. And it takes this shape or that shape or another shape. Some people, they want to go to Mars. So many shapes. Go for it. Yeah.
Thank you, Ganga.
Oh. Hi. You want to ask something?
Hello.
Hello.
How to can I do something more for this? Because when I sit and see that this mind is on some imagination, there is sensation that I cannot do anything for that. I can only be and merge in that, and spontaneously it bears some fruits.
Is there a question?
No question. Thank you so much.
Sometimes the fruits don't reflect maybe the absolute taste you want, but it doesn't matter also. It doesn't mean anything.
So if I feel that this only has meaning for me, sometimes my attention go out from this. I
Yeah,
don't
sure.
know how to say that.
No, the mind will bring you out, in or out, sure.
Yeah,
But who are you? Are you a mind?
I am not mind.
Mm?
I am not mind.
Okay, then?
Then it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's good that doesn't matter.
It matters maybe for the person, but for what is,
Yeah, that's the freedom.
yes. But not for a person. That's why I insisted. The one who sees the fruit or tastes the fruits that you mentioned is somebody. That's why I say there are good fruits and there are fruits less tasty also. But it concerns somebody. And that's important for somebody. But if you speak from what is, you will not consider that. And if you consider that, you will search.
I don't understand. My English is not so perfect.
You understand well. I'm sure you understand well. You understood me?
Yeah, mostly. But this sentence.
Attends.
I didn't understand last sentence only.
What did I say?
I don't remember.
Maybe better. Maybe you are wiser than me. Maybe better. I am known to disturb rather than to. Good. Do you have a support, a sentence you work with or you worked in the past with? One particular sentence? Or something which inspired you?
Mm. Simplicity and something what is natural for my insight I saw in YouTube in Papaji and just stop
Yeah.
and
good.
something in me stopped and
Yeah. So he meant keep quiet.
yeah. Because so many times minds appear like a helper, but it cannot.
Very good. Very good. Right. Et voilà. Thank you very much.